Greetings, gentlemen. It is I, Victor von Frankenstein, the Grateful MGTOW, back again with more content as promised. Welcome. Let's get started. It is a very humid 6 degrees out this morning. Feeling fantastic and heading to work. In the past week, just been doing some analyzing of what's going on in the internet world, playing some Destiny, you know, going my own way and focusing on myself. There's a few topics that I would really like to address. The first is, we all see it coming. The writing is definitely on the wall. YouTube is not a friendly place for us anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. But with the coming changes to their policies and terms of service, they're pretty much trying to get rid of anybody that isn't making cutesy cat videos and posting stuff that's uplifting and positive for the whammons. Well, we don't do that here. We're here to talk about real life subjects of importance. Which brings me to the second topic. The fact that it is November, and everybody knows that it is Movember, and it is also No Nut November. Now, Tim Pool posted a video, I believe about a week ago, about No Nut November, and he kind of made it seem like, oh, it's just a meme, it's just a joke. This isn't a joke. And the reason that the feminazis and the trad cucks and the simps and manginas out there, why it is that they're trying to deem No Nut November as some kind of alt-right movement or tie it to the alt-right is because of things like MGTOW. They see the impact that we are having in the real world. And if anybody thinks that that's a joke, you got a lot of fucking waking up to do. The fact that the only thing that a woman can bring to the table is what she has between her legs is just a fact of biology. Their benefit is nothing more than a means of procreation. And they can't even do that these days. They would rather abort more males and females than any other dictatorship or authoritarian regime that has existed in history than to actually fulfill their function and purpose in this world. And there's a reason that they're afraid of things like No Nut November and No Fap. Because they know that if they can't control a man with their golden VJ, that a man will wake up to the reality of what she actually brings to the table. And what she brings to the table can easily be replaced by a waifu. If a man isn't controlled by that golden VJ, there's the possibility that just by looking up information about NoFap or No Nut November, he might actually stumble across some information that is pertinent to him going his own way. And that is the truth. Which brings me to the last thing that I would like to discuss. Now, I have been a monk for approximately 9 years, since my birthday now. I will admit that at 40 years of age, my sexual drive has never really diminished. And believe me, that hardwiring is it's difficult to overcome. And I've really thought for a long time, and I have discussed it with several men in the chat, about a waifu. And I somewhat have an adversity to the thought of getting a doll. But we all have needs. And I know I will never go back to the plantation. I will never serve another human being, especially a woman in the West, with their narcissistic and sociopathic behavior. The women nowadays have become so promiscuous and materialistic. Most of them are just not worth my time. They're egomaniacs, and they only want power, supremacy over us. They want us to bow down to that golden VJ, to control us through the one thing that they truly offer, which, like I said, can easily be replaced by a waifu. Now, I've really taken Turd Flinging Monkey's advice to heart, and I started actually looking around at the dollhouse. And as I have talked to some of the gentlemen in the comments section, the only thing that I really have a problem with is that they don't have a heating element. Personally, the sexual aspect is one thing, but to have a warm body to sleep next to it's comforting. It's something that I would wish that they would offer. I wish that the technology would advance further. I wish that they were able to move and talk and actually hold conversation that was, I don't know. I wish that we had true Android technology where that waifu could make me some food, take her ass to the kitchen, make me a sandwich, and keep me warm at night. Maybe give me a little conversation. I will admit, I am somewhat of an introverted loner, so those are things that I would look for. But for what we have now, and the alternatives that we have, going back to the plantation being really the only alternative, which I will never do. I think I settled on a waifu that, I don't know, I definitely think she's attractive, but I think head number 153 might be in my future when I get my tax return this year. I understand the arguments for, against, all that shit. I've listened to so much of the content, and I'm not one to ever judge anybody for making those choices. Hell, I might just not ever get one myself. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but I will say to you gentlemen, anybody that is contemplating running on back to the plantation, I'd be willing to bet that there's a waifu out there that you could easily replace any of those needs that you have in your life. Glad I could get back on here and talk to you gentlemen. I hope this message finds you well. Wish you all a good day. Talk to you again real soon.